Very good morning, cadets. The last class we studied about how Surat was one of the major trading center during the 17th century. By the end of 17th century, Surat lost its importance as a trading center, and we also studied in detail what are the reasons for the downfall of Surat as a major industrial center by the end of 17th century. Today let us proceed with the one more topic, that is another fort town, that is Masulipatnam or Machilipatnam. Machilipatnam, it is very close to Visakhapatnam and it is in Andhra Pradesh, of course the coastal district of Andhra Pradesh. When we compare the trading centers of medieval Indian history, that is Hampi was one of the major trading center, Surat was another major trading center. Slowly in the later stages, Bombay and Bengal Presidency, Madras Presidency and Bombay Presidency during the British East India Company, these three were the major trading centers which developed after 17th century. That means after 18th century onwards, Bombay, Madras and Bengal Presidency, they gained their popularity and importance. But let us study about how Masulipatnam or Machilipatnam was also one of the trading center, at least for few decades. The name Masulipatnam or Machili is fish. So the town Machilipatnam or Machilipatnam literally means fish port, lay in the delta of the river bank of Krishna river. The town was a major center for intense trade in the 17th century. So in the 17th century, Masulipatnam was one of the major trading center of South India. Both Dutch and English East India companies attempted to control over Masulipatnam as it became the most important port of Andhra coast. The fort at Andhra, Masulipatnam, was built by Dutch. So Dutch East India Company and English East India Company, of course, fought to gain their control over the Masulipatnam. So you can see here the few pics related to Masulipatnam. You can see the seaport, how the small boats are langered here. Now, how Masulipatnam was one of the major center and the kingdoms which promoted the Masulipatnam as a trading center. The Qutub Shahi rulers of Golconda imposed royal monopolies on the sale of textile, spices and other items to prevent trade passing completely into hands of various East India companies. So there was an intense rivalry or the competition between Indians and the East India Company. I told you already, East India Company, the Dutch and English East India Company, they were trying to control the trade of Masulipatnam, but the kings of Qutub Shahi, kings of Golconda, they were trying to control the trade in Masulipatnam. Golconda nobles, Persian merchants, Telugu, Komati Chettis and European traders were the major trading groups. We already studied about major trading groups, that is Oswal's major trading groups. Apart from that, we studied about the major trading groups like Chettiars, then Boras among the Muslim communities. So here, who are the major trading communities? That is Komati Chettis, Chettiars or the Chettis. They were the major trading companies. Other than whom? Other than European trading companies. In 1686 and 1687, Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb annexed Golconda, and this caused the European companies to look for an alternative trading centers. So here also, when Aurangzeb captured Golconda, that forced, because Aurangzeb, we studied about Aurangzeb. Aurangzeb was the last known famous king of Mughal dynasty. Aurangzeb controlled or tried to control the monopoly of British East India Company. So till the death of Aurangzeb, English East India Company could not trade well in different parts, so they started keep on changing their trading centers. When Aurangzeb captured Golconda, so British and Dutch East India Companies, they tried to look for alternative trading centers. The new company trade centers were Bombay, Calcutta, Madras, So which were the new trading companies? New trading centers were Calcutta, Bombay and Madras. Machilipatnam lost its merchant and prosperity and declined in the course of 18th century. So Machilipatnam also lost its importance as a trading center because of growth of other trading centers like Bombay, Calcutta and Madras, which I explained to you in detail, that Bombay Presidency, Madras Presidency and Bengal Presidency, that's Calcutta Presidency, these are all old names. Bombay, Calcutta and Madras, they are all old names. So we have to use the same names, because today they may be called Kolkata or Chennai, but those days they were called this name. So English East India Company concentrated on three major places rather, that is Bombay, Calcutta and Madras. This is a description about Machilipatnam. This is a description of Machilipatnam by William Metwood, a factor of English East India Company. This is a chief fort of Golconda, where the right worshipful East India Company have their agent. It is a small town but populous, unwalled, ill-built and worse situated within all springs and brackish. It was first a poor fisher town. Afterwards the convenience of road made it a residence for merchants, so continue since our and Dutch nation frequented the coast. Why did English and Dutch decide to establish their settlements in Machilipatnam? This question you have to answer. Let us move to the next or the last topic of the chapter, that is new towns and traders. What do you mean by new towns and traders? Is nothing but the growth of Dutch, English and one more East India Company, that is French East India Company. French East India Company established in the year 1664. Okay. French landed and captured in the place of Pondicherry. So Pondicherry, Yanam, Karaikal, Chandranagore. Okay, the places which are captured by French. That's why if you visit Pondicherry even today, you can see a lot of French colonies or French settlements in Pondicherry, because Pondicherry was captured by French in the year 1664, and till 1954 Pondicherry was under the control of French. The European colonial powers like Dutch, English, French formed trading companies in order to expand their commercial activities in the East. Who were the Indian merchants at that time? They had a little hold. The Indian traders like Mullah Abul Ghaffar, Virji Vora, who owned a large number of ships, they competed with the European companies. But the European trading companies, they were known for strong naval power. So because of the strong naval power, the European trading companies controlled the sea route of India. As a result, the monopoly of trade route or the sea route was slowly captured and gained by the European trading companies. So the European trading companies, they started controlling the trade in the Indian domain. The demand for goods like textiles led a great expansion of the craft of spinning, weaving, bleaching and dyeing. Now you see, I told you the place called Manchester City in England. The Manchester, there is a great deal of demand for Indian cotton, that is a raw cotton. So there was a great deal of demand for raw cotton in Manchester City because of the expansion of industries in that particular place. Once the industrial products are produced in England, all those majority of the industrial products were dumped in the Indian market because India was considered as one of the market for finished products. So as a result, what happened? Some craft like spinning, weaving, bleaching and dyeing. Bleaching and dyeing is nothing but the process of coloring of clothes. Today we used chemical dyes. Those days the herbal dyes, means the dyes were used from the colors taken from a plant called indigo. So the color taken from indigo was used as a dyeing agent to color the clothes. The 18th century saw the rise of Bombay, Calcutta and Madras. So Bombay, Calcutta and Madras were the cities which gained their momentum or growth. Craft and commerce underwent major changes as merchants and artisans were moved into black towns established by the European companies within these new cities. So many shifted to towns to work as the workers in a different places. The blacks or native traders and the craft persons were confined here, while the white rulers occupied superior residence of Fort St. George in Madras or Fort William in Calcutta. Now what you have to understand here is, what are the black towns? Black towns are those places where the Indian merchants or traders or the craft persons, they settle down. But most of the white or the Europeans, they settle down in a residential post areas, which are the place area that is near the Fort George in Madras or Fort William in Calcutta. The story of crafts and commerce in the 18th century will be taken up in the next year. When you reach class 8th, we will definitely study about how English East India Company was responsible for the growth of trading centers in India, but of course the entire growth of trading centers mainly for upliftment of European trading companies, not to the development of Indian markets. Bombay Street in 18th century. Vasco da Gama and Christopher Columbus. This I told you, the sea route which was used by Vasco da Gama. Vasco da Gama travelled from Portuguese Atlantic Ocean and crossed Africa and crossed Indian Ocean and reached Calicut in the year 1498. Vasco da Gama and Christopher Columbus. In 15th century, European sailors undertook unprecedented explorations of sea routes. They were driven by the desire to find ways of reaching Indian subcontinent and obtaining spices. Vasco da Gama, a Portuguese sailor, was one of those who sailed across Atlantic to the African coast, went round it, crossing over the Indian Ocean His first journey took more than a year and reached Calicut in the year 1498 and returned to Lisbon, the capital of Portugal, the following year. He lost 2 of his 4 ships, and of the 117 men at the start of the journey, only 54 survived. In spite of the obvious hazards, the routes that were opened up proved to be extremely profitable, and he was followed by the English, Dutch and French sailors. The search for sea route to India and another unexpected fallout. On the assumption that the earth was round, Christopher Columbus, an Italian, decided to sail westward across Atlantic Ocean to find sea route to India. He landed in the West Indies, which got their name because of his confusion. That happened in the year 1492. He was followed by sailors and conquerors from Spain and Portugal, who occupied a large parts in Central and South America, often destroying earlier settlements of this area. So, one of the greatest discoveries, that is discovery of sea route to India, because the discovery of sea route to India was opening of alternative routes from Europe to India, because earlier only the land routes was there, but now the sea routes was open because of Vasco da Gama. Now what you have to understand here, the sail of Vasco da Gama was not very smooth, because Atlantic Ocean is considered as one of the dangerous ocean because of course because of the wind, as well as those days it was very, very unfriendly ocean, because of the ships were not used to run because of the machines. They used to run with the force of wind. But even though such a huge difficulties were there, even though Vasco da Gama took nearly 1 year to reach India, he lost his men, he lost his ship, but his dedication to discover a sea route was majorly responsible for opening of sea route. It is believed that when Vasco da Gama returned to Lisbon, he was received with a royal welcome, and he made a huge profit from the spices which he got freely from Zamorin, the king of Kerala, that is in Calicut. So Kerala is known for the spices production. So Vasco da Gama he took spices from Kerala and sold in the European market and earned huge profit, more than what he invested for the entire sea route. What we have to understand today, that Vasco da Gama, Christopher Columbus, they all are the greatest example for the ultimate dedication to discover something new, which was considered as next to impossible in those days. So with this I completed this chapter. The last question for you. You are planning a journey from Surat to West Asia in 17th century. What arrangements will you make? So you have to, before answering this question, you have to find out in which year the steam engine or steam boats were started. If the steam boats are started or steam engine is started, then you have to make a different arrangement. If it is not started, then the arrangement should be different. Anyway, think, make an arrangement, use your imagination power, because you know very well, the more use of imagination power definitely make you more and more intelligent. In the next video lessons, we will complete the question and answers related to the chapter number 6. Take care. Wish you a wonderful day.